This bread came out of a 25-year-old bread machine that I bought at a thrift store for $9.99. Just look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful crumb. Today we're going to do something a little different. I picked up this White Westinghouse bread machine at the thrift store for $9.99. It's at least 25 years old. Now we could ask the question, is it modern? But the real question we need to ask is, can it make good bread? Because that's what matters when you're baking at home. And if you're a beginner and want to begin baking bread in a bread machine, picking up one at a thrift store is a great way to start. This is exactly how I found it. It's a little dusty, needs a little cleaning, but that's easy to take care of, and that's actually the reason many people walked right past it, and I was able to find the deal. We're going to clean it up, and then we're going to make a basic white loaf of sandwich bread. Just look how easy that cleans up. Just a little hot soapy water, that's all we need. This is a workhorse of a bread machine. It's 600 watts, which is higher than most of your bread machines now. I think most of your bread machines, your new ones, are more like 300 watts now, and this is 600 watts, which means it can really knead some dough. And it's very heavy, which tells me it's not made, the motor is not made out of plastic. You do not want to submerge your bread machine in water because it is an appliance. And you do not want to put your pan in the dishwasher. You want to hand wash it because you are not supposed to submerge this in water. Now some people might say, well, if I buy a used machine like that, it doesn't come with a user manual, and that's okay, because all you really need, especially for these older machines, all you really need, they're set up to use so easy. All you have to do is select the loaf size and the crust color and white bread, and you're good to go. They don't have all the fancy things like the newer machines have. And the newer machines, if you find a newer machine in a thrift store, usually you can find those manuals online very easy. All right, let's make bread, and we are going to be making a basic white loaf of sandwich bread. And the reason we're doing that, if you're a beginner, you need to start with a basic loaf of bread. The basic loaf of bread is what the older bread machines were designed to do. If it can't make a basic loaf, then adding seeds and honey and all of these extra things are not going to improve it. So we want to make sure it can make a basic loaf of bread. And if you're a beginner, you need to begin with a basic white loaf of bread. And once you understand more about making bread, then you can graduate up to more fancy, complicated recipes. But to begin with, the basic white loaf is your best bet. Now, I have my machine cleaned. I have my paddle oiled. I oil the stem and the inside of the paddle and put it in, and this makes removing the paddle much easier when it comes time to take the paddle out. And now we are going to measure our ingredients and put them in to make the loaf of bread. I get a lot of questions about the order in which you place your ingredients in the machine. In a lot of my videos, you will see that I just dump everything in and don't keep the yeast and the salt and the liquids and all of that separate. And when that matters is if you are going to delay the start of your loaf. Let's say you are going to put all the ingredients in the machine and you are going to delay the start by an hour, 2 hours, overnight, whatever. Then you need to make sure that you put the ingredients in the proper order. So I'm going to put them in that order as if we were going to delay the machine so that you will understand how to place them in the machine. You can always use this order. If you get experienced at making bread, then just the order doesn't matter as much when you are going to start the machine immediately. But you want to put your wet ingredients in first. And in this recipe, we're going to be using 1 cup of room temperature water. It can be a little warm. You don't want it hot. And we are going to be using 1/3 of a cup of milk. We're just going to pour those in, and we are also going to need 2.5 tablespoons of oil. You can use any kind of oil that you want. We just pour that in with our liquids. Now we are going to put our flour on top, and you want to get a good, strong bread flour to use in your bread machine. You don't want to use all-purpose flour because it just does not have enough protein to form strong gluten in the bread machine. So we're going to be using bread flour, and I'm going to put in 3 cups. So now we have our bread flour in our machine. We can kind of level it out on top. Then we're going to place our other ingredients in each corner. So in one corner, I'm putting 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And here I have already measured 2.5 tablespoons of sugar. And we're going to put that over here in another corner. And we need 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. And we're going to put that in its own corner. And that is all the ingredients we need for our basic white loaf. So we're going to put the pan down into the machine. This one just pushes straight down. Different machines, the pan goes in differently. You want to make sure it clicks tight. It should click somehow. Some pans you twist. This one, this White Westinghouse bread machine, you just push it straight down. And I'm going to bring the camera down and show you how to select the functions. Okay, as you can see, the control panel is pretty basic. And what we want to do is we want to select the white bread setting, and it has 3, white medium, white dark, and white light. And I'm going to go with white light because these older machines usually get a little hotter, bake a little longer. So I'm thinking white light is probably going to do just fine. And I want a 2-pound loaf size, so I'll press the loaf size button until it goes to 2 pounds. And we don't need to delay it, but if I wanted to delay when this started, I could hit timer set, and each time I pressed it, it would give me 10 or 20 minutes of delay time. I'm not going to delay it, so I'm just going to hit start, and it's 3 hours and 30 minutes, and it's going to knead. And I will show you what that dough ball looks like here in a few minutes. And we're just going to let it mix up. Now the hydration of your dough ball is very important. That means how much liquid you have in it. And don't get too alarmed when it first starts mixing. It might look kind of shaggy, but we are going to just let it mix for a little while, and then we will come and check our dough ball and see how it's doing. I just want to show you what the dough ball looks like after about 10 minutes of kneading. So it's not too shaggy, and it's pretty soft. As you can see, it's pretty soft. That's the texture you want. If it is not looking like this after about 10 minutes of kneading, let's say it's still really shaggy and has dry spots in it, then you want to add a tablespoon of water at a time. Add a tablespoon of water, let it knead for 2 or 3 more minutes, and check it again until you get the consistency that you want. If it's not forming a ball and it's a really sloppy, wet dough, then you need to add a tablespoon of flour at a time until it begins to form a nice ball. So it's very important that you get your dough ball texture correct, because this determines the kind of bread you're going to turn out with. So take the time to make sure you get your dough ball in the correct texture. And it's perfectly okay. Let's say you got it way too wet or way too dry, and you had to add water or you had to add flour several times. It's okay to stop the machine and restart it from the beginning so that that dough ball gets proper kneading. So we have 2 hours left on our 3-hour cycle, and it has just finished the second rise and the knockdown. And I'm going to remove the paddle at this time. So you just go in and put the loaf over to the side. and pull the paddle out. And I'm just going to make sure I put that back down. Now it's going to rise for another hour and then it will bake for an hour. So the bake cycle has begun and this loaf of bread has risen up way too high. I just want to show you. See, and it is beginning to touch the top of the lid. So I'm going to oil a piece of parchment paper and I just took a piece of parchment paper and I cut the edges and I'm going to lay it on top here to keep it from getting all up in my lid. I just wanted to show you that little hack in case you ever have this happen to you. And the reason it has risen so much is these older machines do such a good job at the kneading and they have longer rise cycles. Like this let it rise for like an hour before it started baking. So it has more time to rise. So next time, now that I know this is going to happen, I will reduce my yeast by at least 1/4 of a teaspoon. And that way I probably won't have it rise out of the pan. Okay, our bread cycle has completed and we are ready to remove it from the pan. Always be sure and turn your machine off by holding the on-off button or the stop button if you don't want it to continue to warm for the warming period. And this little parchment paper trick worked wonderfully. I had a thermometer in this machine because I wanted to check the temperature of the machine, and we're just going to lift the bread out of the machine. Now this loaf did rise up much higher than I would have preferred, but the parchment paper trick did the job of keeping it from rising all up in my lid and getting the lid of the bread machine dirty. Now, if the bread, when you take your bread out of the machine, if it does not feel loose, we are going to let it sit for a couple of minutes until it starts to release. So I'm going to let it sit here. You don't want to let it sit too long, but you're going to want to let it sit for a couple of minutes for it to release from the bread pan, because we don't want to tear our crumb up. And I am just, for fun, going to check the internal temperature here of this bread. And it is at 201, so it is definitely done. And that's not something I normally do with my bread machine bread. I just wanted to check it with this machine because it was a used machine. I wanted to make sure this bread was done. And so in just that little bit of time, the bread has released from the pan. So we're just going to let it slide out. And it is a beautiful loaf. Hopefully you can hear that. It is definitely done. And we're going to let it cool. And then we'll slice into it and see the beautiful crumb. Cover it with a little cotton towel. And we'll let it sit here for about 20 minutes and then we'll slice it. Just look at this beautiful crumb. Is that not beautiful? This machine did a wonderful job at making this bread. You don't have to have a modern, fancy bread machine to make delicious, wonderful bread at home. This bread machine is over 25 years old, and I bought it at a thrift store used, and it made an absolutely beautiful loaf of basic sandwich bread. So if you're a beginner, you're wanting to start baking bread using a bread machine, start looking at your local thrift stores. If you're an experienced bread baker, you can still buy your machine at the thrift store if your machine breaks or whatever. Or perhaps you have an old machine stuffed away in a closet storage somewhere. Pull it out and see what it can do. It does not have to be new in order to make wonderful bread. And now, if you have stayed to the end of this video, it is time for our breadcrumb tip. Did you know the color of your pan can affect the color of the crust of whatever you are baking in it? A darker pan absorbs more heat and will give you a darker crust, whereas a lighter pan or a glass pan absorbs less heat and will give you a lighter crust. So it's good to keep that in mind. And so when I baked bread in this machine, I chose the light crust because we have a very dark pan. And I still came out with a fairly medium, I would call this a medium crust, because the pan was dark and it absorbed more heat. So if your bread is browning too fast, try a lighter pan. If you are enjoying these videos, please consider subscribing to the channel for more bread making videos, scratch homemade cooking videos, and videos around the homestead. If you would like to learn more about baking bread in the bread machine, watch this video next.